Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. And let's start this video off with an update from the mutant Nick Walker. Nick said the feedback from the judges after this year's Olympia was he needs more chest, more quads, and more back. But I have to give Nick Walker credit because last year the chest and quads were areas he needed to work on, and I can say he definitely brought them up at this year's Olympia. But overall, they still need a little bit more work to match the rest of his physique. And once we talk about the back, Nick has some crazy low lat insertions, but the back isn't as dense and bubbly as a Derek Lunsford or Heidi Chupin. But Nick did make massive improvements from last year, so I personally think he should just keep doing what he's doing and make sure he's keeping that waist in check. Nick moved up 2 places at this year's Olympia, and next year, he plans on moving up another 2 places. And in the next update of the day, we have recent updates from Rafael Brandão, who is currently the 10th best bodybuilder on the planet. And I'm pretty sure taking top 10 in his Olympia debut has Rafa more motivated than ever as he looks to qualify for next year's Olympia. And he said he was gonna do the Arnold Classic about a day or 2 after. He said he's not really sure. And it's probably because Rafa wants to make improvements. But from now to the Arnold Classic, Rafa can't really do much but come in better condition. And I think he knows he needs a little bit more size to be truly competitive for a top 6 or top 8 spot at the Mr. Olympia. But it would be nice to see Rafa on the Arnold stage next to Samson Dowda, maybe even Brandon Currey. But I could also understand if he decides not to do the Arnold Classic, to take some time off to truly improve for his next showing. And switching over to James Hollingshead, we have some recent updates from him. And I haven't heard many people talk about James since the Mr. Olympia competition. He did come in a little bit off, but there were so many guys off, I have to think that them sitting backstage waiting for all of the other divisions to finish definitely had to have an effect on a lot of their looks. But after prepping for 3 shows back to back to back, James Hollingshead said he's going to chill for a few months and then he will let us know the game plan. Now switching over to Neil Currey, who gets moved up in the video sequence. Neil Currey is moving up to the open class. He's no longer in the classic physique division. And since the Mr. Olympia, he's already up 30 plus pounds. And Neil still is in crazy condition. But Neil said he looks his best around 235, 240, but was cutting all the way down to 215 just to compete in classic. And unfortunately, I don't believe Neil actually placed at this year's Olympia, but I am looking forward to seeing Neil in the open class. This guy has a great structure. Now switching over to classic physique, we have a recent update from Ramon Dino, who is confirmed to be competing in the 2023 Arnold Classic. Now as of right now, no Chris Bumstead, no Terrence Ruffin set to do the Arnold, so Ramon Dino definitely has to be the favorite. Hopefully Urs Kalasinski hops in there to make it a little bit more interesting. And as you guys know, Breon Ansley has moved on from the classic physique division. And I noticed in this video, Ramon Dino looks very excited and confident. That's probably because he's only 1 spot away from being the #1 classic physique guy on the planet. But looking forward to seeing Ramon Dino at the Arnold Classic, and hopefully he improves his posing from the Olympia. Now switching over to Breon Ansley, and these updates of Breon were taken 2 days from prejudging at the 2022 Mr. Olympia. And I believe Breon was equal to or better than his 2021 package. He definitely didn't move backwards. Take a look at this back, the muscle maturity, the conditioning, the quality. And I'm definitely going to miss seeing Breon Ansley on that classic physique stage, but hopefully he will be able to battle it out in the top ranks of the 212 division. Now switching over to Terrence Ruffin, we have a recent update from him. And after dropping from 2nd place to 6th place at the Olympia, Terrence said he's not going to compete in the Arnold Classic. He's just going to take a little bit of time off to improve. But with Terrence Ruffin placing outside of that top 3, he actually has to qualify to compete in next year's Olympia. But I believe Terrence would easily qualify for the Olympia. He only came in a little bit off with his conditioning. If Terrence was his usual self, I don't see him not placing within that top 3. And switching over to 212, we have a recent update from Angel Calderon, who is currently the 2nd best 212 guy on the planet. And no one seen this guy placing 2nd. I don't think anyone even had Angel 3rd going into this year's Olympia. But take a look at the fullness of Angel Calderon, especially in the chest and the delts. This guy looks like he's gonna explode. Looking forward to seeing more of him in the future. And switching over to Kamal Elgargni, who was 3rd place at this year's 212 Olympia at 51 years old. Absolutely incredible. Now Kamal did say initially that after this year's Olympia, he wasn't going to compete anymore unless it was in a Masters Olympia. But the way Kamal is looking right now, I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to compete. And I'm pretty sure Kamal isn't happy with that third place finish, so I think we're going to see more of him in the future and before the Masters Olympia. Now, I wanted to let you guys know, apparently, there is no more point system to qualify for the Mr. Olympia. So now, instead of having 75 classic guys qualified, we will only have 72. But in all seriousness, guys, this is a push towards the right direction. I mean, you can't just cancel 20 or 30 pro shows, and you can't just say, well, this show can't be an Olympia qualifier anymore, because there are promoters running that show. There are people that compete there every year. And who knows, maybe even the local people like attending that show. So it's very hard to just take 20 or 30 shows away as qualifiers or as to take them out completely. So this is a step in the right direction once again. And ending this video here with the archive of the day, you guys let me know in the comment section below, which legendary bodybuilder is this? As always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from GOAT Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.